Ladies, have you ever made a checklist of things that you want in a guy, or written it out and read it, like a type of visioning exercise? This has been recommended to me by other different ladies as kind of a way to manifest the type of man that you really want. But I have a few problems with that, and I'll tell you the problems I have with it. First of all, life isn't here to give us everything we want. The type of happiness that we get when things that we want is extremely short-lived. The real happiness has to come from inside ourselves, that immutable, silent place that is immutable, that is just waves of joy. And I'm feeling that more lately because I've been regular in my TM practice, not doing it 20 minutes twice a day, but even doing it for 5 or 10 minutes once or twice a day. I'm starting to again feel like these little waves of joy. Okay, so getting the thing that we want, whether it's a guy or a job or a car, brings a momentary happiness. Like, I found out I'm number 16 on the erotic review in San Diego. I'm one of San Diego's top escorts. That fucking made my day. But in a week, it won't matter that much. It'll just be old news. Okay, so getting whatever we want is not a source of permanent joy, even though it feeds the ego. It just feeds the ego. Oh, I got what I wanted. Aren't I great? It feeds the ego. That's all it does. And it brings a momentary joy. Second, the ladies that do get this guy that has all of the things on their list, which, by the way, the list is super long for women and pretty short for men. Men are usually just want someone who's sexy, who's nice, who's easygoing, fun, who can cook a meal once in a while, likes to fuck him, you know, is pleasant to be around. And women have those long lists usually. But even if a woman gets the guy on the list, she's not going to be happy with him for very long unless she's already happy in herself. Every relationship has problems. The guy isn't going to be perfect. He's going to have a list of 10 flaws. You change him out for another guy with 10 flaws. So getting the thing you want, the job or the guy or the house or the car, isn't going to solve your problems. It's temporary, which is kind of the first point I made. The third thing I want to say about the list is that the list is kind of based a lot on ego and like what I think I need and not necessarily what I need. For example, one of the things on my list I've had is a guy who has a lot in common with me, like he's a vegetarian. But now I'm realizing that is not necessarily good. You know, Prince Harry became a vegan or a vegetarian for Meghan Markle. He stopped fox hunting for her. He became completely beta-tized. He was hot when he was still fox hunting. I don't eat animals, but I would have fucked him when he was fox hunting. Now he's just like a turnoff. I doubt even Meghan Markle wants to fuck him because he gave up who he was. And maybe having a guy who likes to eat meat makes him more sexually attractive, or makes him more interesting, or forces me to be accepting of someone who's different. I don't always know what's best for me. Okay, that's the other thing. I might have something on that list that's driven by ego, like he has to look this way so I can feel like I'm good enough in the eyes of other people. He must have a lot of money so he can take care of me. I don't have to take care of myself, or he gives me a false sense of security, or people will think I'm so great because I'm with someone who's so great. And that's all ego driven. I'm really just trying to get away from ego and just do what's bringing me true inner joy. And true inner joy isn't always a person appearing with a list of qualities that I want. I don't always know what I want. That's the thing, because I'm trapped in my ego and my greediness and the things that I necessarily want. But what if the person that's really going to help me grow and really inspire me and really challenge me and give me great experiences doesn't have a lot of money, or doesn't look like a 10, or, you know, isn't a vegetarian? The fourth point I want to make is that having this list of things reduces a man to an object. He's an object that has a list of things that I need him to be so I can like him. And if that list changes, you know, say he's a vegetarian now, he starts eating meat, I'm going to have a problem. People aren't objects. I'm trying to get away from treating people as objects or seeing people as objects, because especially lately, I feel like it's so easy for me to do. You know, I see men briefly. You know, the ongoing connections, deep connections I have with people are pretty much limited to my female friends. And why would a man be any different? I don't have a list of qualities I need for my female friends. Why do I need a list for the man? I don't have it for my female friends. Why do I need it for a man? Internally, I already know that I need someone, you know, who's on purpose, who's real, who's authentic. I don't need a list for that. I like someone who's consistent, and I want to feel like the relationship is healthy and growing over time. I don't want to get suddenly attached or fall for someone based on a fantasy. I want it to feel healthy and fun and easy. I don't need a list for that. I already know that. But I have made a list of things to look for in a guy that helped me a lot. After this guy in October, that was a huge, I thank him so much. Oh my God. Oh, I almost want to cry, because if you watch my videos from October about this guy I fell for after one date, thank God I didn't fuck him. That forced me into this huge inner journey. I made a checklist of what to look for in a guy, which is on my coaching website. You guys can already go and download those checklists, but I'm going to add it to all my descriptions really soon. I have a MailChimp for that now. I made it for myself, but I wanted to share it with other ladies, and feel free to give me your feedback. I'm happy to revise it. I did some inner child healing work, and what else did I do? I really looked at my attachment system and how I got attached, and I realized that this instant attachment was more based on like an infantile, how an infant attaches to its caretaker. It wasn't like a healthy thing. And I did some going in within myself, connecting more with myself. Eckhart Tolle says, you don't connect with yourself, you are yourself, but I'm not there yet. I have to connect with myself. So therefore, I don't believe in lists. I believe, and for me at this point in my life, just to being open to life and open to what life brings me and staying true to myself. That's really all I can do. Right now I have been dating. So I've gone on a few dates with someone, and that feels a lot healthier than what was going on with this guy in October. So this gentleman I've gone on a few dates with, 4 or 5 now, feels really super freaking healthy. Not attached to him. It just feels healthy. And I don't even know if he checks any other items on that list I made. I don't really care. Like I said, it just feels healthier than looking for a guy who has all these things on this list, making him into an object, thinking that having a guy who has these qualities will give me some eternal joy, and not even really knowing what the best list is for me. I feel like when we're looking for a partner, oftentimes it comes from wounding or trauma, or it comes from some kind of inner needs that we haven't filled ourselves, or it could come from not knowing what we really need, in the same way that a child doesn't know what it needs. Like in the same way that I might eat too much candy one night or not exercise, I don't always know what's good for me, let's say. And so I don't necessarily know what kind of friendships or relationships are good for me. Sometimes the universe has to bring people in, and I have to be open to them. What do you think about that? What do you think about making a list of the perfect guy? Let me know your thoughts. And guys, I would like to know if you make lists, or how long your list is compared to the ladies' lists.